and welcome to the Talk FCB, and welcome back here to the channel, guys, and welcome to the review between Barcelona and Villarreal at the Camp Nou this evening, which we have won 2-0. Gerard Pique with the first, and with the second, Carlos Aleña gets his first La Liga goal for Barcelona. It is absolutely brilliant too, the way that he took it, but that wasn't all from today. It wasn't about the goals, it was the display out there. Ousmane Dembele taking on the responsibility once again, impressing us all, and we are going to be going over the game in its entirety, coming right up. And as always, guys, I will start here with Ernesto Valverde's team selection, which I think it's fair to say didn't really surprise a great number of us. You know, exactly the same team that faced PSV in the midweek in the Champions League, with Vidal, Rakitic and Busquets in this midfield, and I was really hoping that midfield worked a lot better, but it was actually very differently structured in this kind of game, simply because I think today we saw Lionel Messi not really false 9, it was more of a 10, maybe even deeper than that. He was dropping nice and deep here into a kind of midfield role, if you like. Then you had Arturo Vidal, who was actually going in behind Messi and quite often taking up the role as the centre forward, trying to occupy the two centre backs. Dembele here all the time was holding his width brilliantly. He was a constant threat down this right hand side with Nelson Semedo, as we're going to come on to, but it's Felipe Coutinho out on this left hand side, which we are going to be discussing in this video. Is that really the best position to get the best out of him? But if we first of all start with that Ousmane Dembele performance, and we have to start there simply because in this game today, if there was one player who was going to make that difference, if there was one player who was going to be that real cutting edge in the final third, it was Ousmane Dembele. Especially in the first half, we were looking to him time and time again out on that right hand side to give us something, to give us some creativity, to try and beat his man. He did it over and over again. It was Pedraza, the man who was supposed to be marking him at left back at Villarreal, and that guy genuinely will have nightmares about Dembele. He absolutely tore him to shreds out on that Camp Nou field today. He was brilliant on the right hand side. In that first half, there was an opening when he was one-on-one with Pedraza in the final third, and he actually spun him 4 different times in about 5 seconds. It was absolutely brilliant to watch. It was Dembele at his finest. He was entertaining. It was brilliant. It was good in the final third as well, and that's what you want to see. Dembele not only entertaining, not only doing the fancy things, but also being productive, and he was very good today at taking on the ball, running with it, driving at Villarreal, creating opportunities, and also he was getting his head up. There was no selfish play from Dembele. Today, maybe you'd actually say he could have been more selfish at times. He could have taken the ball on himself a few more times and had a few more shots, but he was always looking for Messi. He was always looking for Messi, getting his head up, having a look into the spaces. He had a few shots on goal as well. He was very unlucky not to score in that first half, and 10 take-ons today he attempted, and 8 he completed. In the week against PSV, he completed 4 take-ons, which in itself was the highest on any given day, but today, double that amount. 8 times he absolutely skinned Pedraza, and it was brilliant to watch and fantastic to see. Dembele again growing in confidence, linking up with Semedo, working down that right hand side, doing his bit as well. He was pressing from the front, he was getting involved in our work ethic. That's what you want to see, and genuinely now I do believe every single game you leave Dembele in this team, you give him minutes. Today he had 90 minutes, a massively impressive Valverde, leaving him out there because you can see he's growing and growing and growing in this team, and he really is. He's enjoying it, he's enjoying the responsibility, and he's enjoying playing football. It's as simple as that, and right now we are reaping the rewards. And it was from Dembele that we did score the opening goal, and it was quite a long time coming. There wasn't really a load of chances that were created in this game. It was actually Villarreal who had the first big chance of the game. It was Gerard Moreno. It was against the run of play. They hardly had any opportunities in the game at all today, but in that first half the ball was bouncing. Clement Longley let it bounce. He was then bullied by Gerard Moreno, who got to the ball first and actually hit the post in that first half. But it was Dembele who created the first goal. It was actually a poor corner from him originally, but the ball gets back to Dembele on his left foot though this time. He's so brilliantly two-footed, and he gets it in the box, and it's a wonderful ball. It's an in-swinging cross, so much pace on it, into the perfect area, right in front of goal, and who is there but Gerard Pique? A towering header. He gets it above his man, he wants it more, he gets it into the back of the net. It's a big opening goal, and like I say, Gerard Pique now scoring in successive games. He scored against PSV with a shot, today with a header, but I want to talk about Pique with that goal aside, because for me today, regardless of that goal and anything else that goes with that, defensively, Gerard Piqué today was one of the star performers, and it makes me so happy to actually say that, because he today was brilliant. I was watching him in that second half when we were up against it. We didn't have full control for the entire game today. There was a few times the Villarreal were coming onto us. Piqué was putting his body on the line. He was leading that back line. He was getting headers out. He was controlling our defensive play wonderfully. That is what we want to see. And you know what I think it is? I think throughout the game, he had a few altercations with Gerard Moreno. He was shoulder to shoulder with him. There was a moment in the first half as well where his hand might have caught him in the face. Moreno was getting in Piqué's face, trying to rustle him up. And I just think, if you're a forward, that's the last thing you want to do to Gerard Piqué, because he actually brought him alive. He actually brought Gerard Piqué to actually think, I'm not going to let this guy score. I'm not going to let Villarreal anywhere near that goal. And when he puts his mind to it, this guy, as we know, is one of the best defenders in the world. Today, he was on his game, he was focused, he was concentrated, and like I say, one of the star performers, no doubt about that, Piqué, at his best. But one player who I think today maybe wasn't at his best, he did come more alive in the second half, but in the first half, he was near enough anonymous. And I want to talk about Philippe Coutinho, because I want to see, is this his best position? Out on the left-hand side, I said in the preview to this game, we should maybe see him now in that midfield a bit more often, because I think Coutinho needs a place in that midfield. Even if he's not ready for that role yet, he needs to grow into it, because out on the left-hand side, I personally think he's a bit wasted. We hardly get the ball to him at times. He's not involved. He's not really able to do what he likes to do. He doesn't always have a lot of space out there. He doesn't really create the space. He's not really like Dembele. Dembele, you saw him today with flying pace. He was getting in behind. He was really beating his man. Coutinho doesn't really have that massive amount of pace to really electrify the defences. I think he needs to be a bit deeper, get on the ball more often, start to control things, have a bit more space in that midfield. And I think that, in the long term, is where he should be playing. He was better in the second half. He did have a few chances. He had a shot on goal as well and a few nice dribbles, but eventually he was taken off 10 minutes from time to make way for Malcolm. And I just think in the future, looking at the long term, is Coutinho more suited to midfield? Let me know your thoughts on that in the comments down below. But of course, the big talking point and the big and brilliant moment from this game, as a Barcelona fan, there is nothing quite like a player coming off the bench from the youth academy who's made that step up, given the chance by the coach. You've got to give credit to Valverde. 70 minutes in, Carlos Aleña comes on, 20-minute cameo, a good amount of time to come on and make an impact. He comes on, his big chance, and boy, does he take it. He doesn't go hiding. As soon as he came on, Aleña asking for the ball, wanting the ball, demanding the ball, and when he got it, he was very good, neat and tidy with it. And for the goal, it's a wonderful run. He's doing the same as Vidal was doing. He's playing ahead of Messi, and it's Messi who actually finds him. It's a wonderful ball in behind from Lionel Messi. Aleña makes a fantastic run in behind. He's then one-on-one with Sergio Asenjo, who is an absolutely wonderful goalkeeper. Asenjo comes out, he spreads himself at Aleña's feet, and at this point you might be thinking it's his first La Liga goal here that he could get. The boy is at the Camp Nou. There's a lot of expectation, there's a lot of pressure. Is he going to panic? Absolutely no chance. No panic, no sign of worry, and it was there for all to see, that huge confidence that this young man has to come onto this pitch and really take that occasion by the scruff of the neck. Aleña takes on the ball, he just lifts it, a little lob, a little chip over the onrushing goalkeeper, and it trickles into the back of the net. What a moment for Carlos Aleña. We have to see this man more. We have to see him more. That's a fact. In midfield, in attacking midfield, even as a false nine, this guy could genuinely work. He's got a good physique. You can clearly see that he's confident. He's able to come into this team and be flexible in the way that he plays. And clearly in front of the goal, he has confidence. He can finish. And man, this guy's a prospect. So I think overall from today's game, guys, I think the conclusions that we can make is, number one, we kept a clean sheet, and that in itself is absolutely vital right now. We know the Villarreal are not a team really who scored a lot of goals this season, so obviously it's not an unbelievable achievement, but what it will do is give that defence some confidence. They didn't concede any goals today, they hardly conceded any chances at all, and a clean sheet on any game right now is a massive boost for us. And also, the attacking play today was pretty good once again. Dembele, emphatic down that right-hand side, electric in the way that he played today, full of confidence and getting better with every game. Messi in false nine again, creating the goal for Carlos Aleña. He is a massive bright spark. Such a good moment. Like I say, any Barcelona fan watching that today would have been really energized to see a player come on and take the occasion like that. And overall, it's a win that takes us back to the top of the league. That is where we want to be. That is where we need to be. And I think today, against a team like Villarreal, who are not really showing they're a brilliant team right now, but they do have some very good players, it was a well-earned 3 points, a good good defensive display, and some very, very promising signs going forward. There's lots to improve. Of course there is. Every game we're looking to improve. But today, we can be happy. And for that, I wish you a good Sunday, guys. I will see you soon, of course, with more videos. But until then, as always, Vesca el Barça.